Welcome to the Ave SPQR Agoge for Generals in Training to lead the Ave SPQR Empire's Great Legions. In your previous lesson, we covered the strategy of planning a campaign. With your military campaign now well underway from what you learned in the previous lesson, we can move on to the tactics you will need in your upcoming battles. In this lesson, we will cover the tactics you need to win battles. Before I begin, if you enjoy these videos I make, then you can subscribe if you want to, as every subscriber can be deployed to fight for the glory of RBSPQR. Anyway, with whatever that rubbish that just came out of my mouth got out of the way, I can begin the video. As a general, you will need a mastery of tactics if you are to achieve success in the individual battles you will need to win your campaign. In this video, I will give you a basic understanding of the tactics, such as the importance of cavalry, and how cavalry and infantry can be used well. Firstly, infantry. The infantry units will make up most of almost any general's army, unless you're a Scythian or any other horse archer culture, at which point you don't really apply to the rules of conventional warfare. But anyway, for infantry, you need to have infantry that can hold the line against your opponents. However, you do not generally need elite infantry, as your main focus should be on winning cavalry battles on the flanks, so that you can outflank your opponent and defeat their army. Now, a key problem that I have to address in what I just said is that the Romans were an empire which based their whole tactics on victory through infantry, and they did really well. This is true, but when faced with cavalry opponents such as the Parthians, they often did much less well, such as their defeat at the Battle of Carrhae, which to me proves that cavalry is the key element. Skirmishing infantry can also be used, and they are given weapons such as bows, slings, and spears to attack your enemy. This is useful mostly to distract your opponent and also to screen the setting up of your own army for battle. But skirmishes are, for the most part, not very significant other than for these tasks. Now, for what is the deciding element in many battles, cavalry. Light cavalry is good for scouting and examining the enemy army, and is also good for pursuing enemy infantry after a battle is won. They can be used in confrontation with other cavalry, but for that purpose, heavy cavalry is generally the most effective. Heavy cavalry is the more armoured sort of cavalry, and they should be used at crucial moments when you see that a charge could be made to completely defeat an enemy army. Heavy cavalry can defeat other cavalry on the flanks, and is also great for destroying infantry, especially if they hit infantry in an outflanking manoeuvre. If you've not already understood this, outflanking your opponent is a great idea. A perfect example of this is Hannibal at the Battle of Cannae, or I don't really know how to pronounce it, but Cannae, I'm going to go with Cannae. He defeated the Roman flanks, and at the deciding moment of the battle, his cavalry fell onto the back of the Roman army, completely outflanking and enveloping the Roman force, destroying an entire Roman army. Ambushes are also a good tactic you can use when outnumbered and on the defensive. If you lure an opponent into your territory, your superior knowledge of the land can be used to launch an ambush on your opponents, with a perfect example of this being Arminius at Teutoburg Forest. Now, horse archers can be difficult to deal with, and even the Romans got crushed by them many times, with a Persian, Cyrus the Great, being among their many defeated opponents as well. The best advice I can give is to just avoid fighting campaigns with them, really. However, if you are on the defensive and being attacked by horse archers, refuse to engage them in open battle and retreat, forcing them to commit to a tiresome and long campaign based on siege warfare, which they're generally not very good at. If you've made a foolish decision and are now attacking them in a campaign, you can try to trap them against natural terrain, or completely encircle them on a strategic level. There's much more to talk about, but sadly no time left for this video. My next video will be on particular enemy units you might encounter. And I just realised I should probably have saved horse archers for that video, but oh well. Anyway, for now, Valete et Ave SPQR.